Hello everyone, this is Michelle with Stampin' Butterfly. Thanks so much for joining me today. I thought we'd spend a little time taking a look at the April 2022 paper pumpkin. Earlier this week we did the April this week. We're going to do the March today. So let's take a quick look at the box. And it has an exclusive box for March. It is called Beyond the Horizon. And what's nice about the March paper pumpkin, it is the anniversary of paper pumpkin of when they created it. So they always give you a little free goodie in there, and this month was no different. So the March kit did have a free stamp set, so they sent you a little flyer and gave you an additional free stamp set, which is awesome because it already comes with one, plus an ink spot and all your products included. So it was just a nice little treat to always get the March kit. Now the cards in this kit, I'll give you a quick look at them. So these are the 3 cards the kit makes, and you make I think it's 3 of each. So we're going to go ahead and make one of the cards. Then I'll show you how to make an alternative card with the kit, and then at the end I will share some additional alternatives that I've made using the kit and the free stamp set that comes along with it. So if you're here, drop me a hello in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and let me know if you have any questions. So let's take a quick look now. All right, so here are our cards. Now we have to pick which one to do. I don't know, maybe we'll do this one. So the nice part about this kit is that it coordinates with one of our suites in the mini catalog. So if you are loving this paper, we have some coordinating paper and some dies and things, which I will show you also, that do coordinate. So if you want to get even more for this pattern and stuff, so there's lots more that you can do with it if this is something you are really loving. So this is the stamp set on the horizon, and it does coordinate. I don't have the paper with me at my desk right now, but it does have a really pretty watercolor paper, and then it has some fun dies as well. So you'll see in here I have some random pieces, and we're going to probably use some of these to make our alternative card in a little bit. But they have the mountain. There is a detailed mountain and a solid mountain, a little picket fence, some trees and grass, and some wavy patterns that you can do some fun stuff with as well. So we'll be using that a little bit later to do one of our alternatives. So let's go ahead and take a look at the kit. So this month came with Misty Moonlight, which is one of our retiring in colors. And it came with a nice stamp set. Let's see. There we go. That should give it a little bit better. So we have some sentiments here that say hello, thanks, congratulations, a little note, thinking of you, I will always be here for you, and then just like a gridded pattern and a fun leaf. So those are the stamps, and you can always use those once you're done with your kit to make lots more cards. And each kit will come with all your pieces, your instructions, the ribbon, or any type of embellishment you need. It comes with your dimensionals and your little glue dots, but we'll probably be using some liquid glue for some of it, and then some pretty gems, as well as all your card bases, envelopes, and your pieces that you'll pop out when you make your card. So that is what's included. Let's take a quick look at the card bases so you can kind of take a look at these. And I'm not sure if the store has any refills yet available or additional kits you can buy. So you may want to check that out on the site if you're interested. So it looks like we have 3 of each type of card. And you'll see I'm missing one here because I started chopping it up. We're going to use for our alternative card. So pretty on the outside and pretty on the inside. And the pattern goes all the way through on the one side. So gives you some additional, if you want to cut up your envelope, some additional things you can do. And then these are your card bases. So you have that pattern, the watercolor lake, and then the watercolor mountains with the lake. So which one did we say we were going to do? We are going to work on, let's do this one. That's the one I have out. Okay. So I might need some blocks. Let me go grab some real quick. I think I left those behind. Every time I think I have everything, there's always something missing. So I just grabbed a handful. Hopefully they're the right size. If not, we'll make them work. All right. So we're going to go ahead and fold our card base in half and start with that. Then we'll go ahead and take a look at our instructions so we know what we need. So this is your overall instruction for each card, what pieces go with it. And then there's a step-by-step for each of your 3 cards. So we are this one. And we are going to need, let's pull out our little pieces. And what's nice is you can always save these backgrounds as stencils. So you can sponge over these or use your blending brushes and do a cool background too. All right, so we need some twiggy things for this one. And give them a little wiggle. Pull them out. Then I think I have a circle floating around in my bin. Now I just have to find it because I popped it out. I was playing with some stuff. And you never know where things end up. Here we go. We need that, and 2 of these little banner pieces, which is another one that we have in here. So we're going to pull this one out. And now when you're putting your kits together, you could always do like all of one card at the same time, or you can pop out all your pieces and then layer them up from there into little piles to make it go a little faster. All right, we need one more. We need this guy right here. All right. And again, you can use these 2 as stencils. And then I think if you have a scan and cut, you could even, you know, scan the images in and cut out more pieces to coordinate with it. I think some people have done that. All right, I'm going to move the box out of our way. Get all our pieces together. And this one is going to use a little note. And you could always change up your sentiments too. So if that's not a sentiment that you use often, you can always pick something else and trade it out. All right, so let's take a look at the instructions. So they're showing some glue dots on the backs of these pieces to attach them. Then we're going to stamp our sentiment, and then that's kind of how it gets put together. And then you use your dimensionals instead of the glue dots on that sentiment. All right, so let's grab our stamp and we'll put it on our block. There we go. A little bit of ink. Now I find it a little easier because the ink spots are smaller than our big ink pad, is to flip it over and ink it up this way. You could also leave it this way and ink it up. You can do it either way. And then you're just gonna stamp it down. I always like to do my stamping first. Get my shimmy. All right. Close up the ink so we don't end up with extra elsewhere. And I'm gonna take out my silicone mat. I think I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue to attach a couple of these things. So let's take a look at the layers that it wants us to do. So we put down the rectangle piece, and then you can do the green ones and then the circle, or you can do it in any order you want to. So when I did my card, I put down the rectangle first, the little green twigs over the top, and then the circle. So I think that's what we'll do. And you can change it up too. So they show it on the right. You can put your stuff on this side. So maybe on this card, we'll just move it around a little bit, see how it looks. Whoa, my glue is coming out crazy. Maybe I should have stuck with the glue dots that they gave me. So the plus about using your silicone mat is it'll stick to there and not your work surface. So, all right, I think we'll change it up. Put it on this side, and we're going to change the order as well. See how it looks. Gives a little different look. And you could even use dimensionals if you wanted it to be bigger. You can use dimensionals for all of your pieces and make all your layers pop up more. So, and then we are just going to add a little glue, little dots everywhere, And like I said, they show using the little glue dots they gave you, and you can use a little pokey tool to grab those off. Let's see. Take a little bit to dry, and then we'll do some dimensionals on this one. Move that out of our way. All right, so this card kit just makes some quick and fun cards. The watercolor paper is beautiful. It makes it so easy to have such a gorgeous card. All right, move our dimensionals. They're sticking to me now. I have sticky fingers from the glue. All right, just a little note. And then they have it overlapping a little bit, so pop it up there. That looks good either way. I think that's cool. All right, we need to add some bling. No card is complete without the bling. So these are almost like, they look like our iridescent gems that are in the mini catalog that are carrying over to the new annual catalog. So that's what these look like. If you need more and you're loving them, you'll be able to pick up some extras. All right, so I am using the Take Your Pick tool to grab some of my gems. You can use the sticky end, or sometimes the pointy end works well. It just depends on how stuck they are to your base. So I think this time I'm going to stick one over here. Okay. How's that look? I like the shine. Now, if you had your Winker Stella, which, oh, I do have over here. Look at that. So if you have a glitter pen, you can glitter things up. If you wanted to beforehand, you could have glittered up the leaves, or maybe this little circle pattern. You could do it on your grass if you wanted, or your sky, so you can give a little more shine to it using that. All right. So that is one card out of the kit. Now we will go ahead and make an alternative card. Well, let me give you a quick look too at the free stamp set. So before we do our alternative card, because I may use a sentiment from here, I'm undecided. So this makes a huge flower. So it has a flower and then a darker piece. So it kind of gives you an outline. Then there's Celebrate, Best Wishes, Sending You Birthday Wishes, and Time to Celebrate, and some other dots. Sorry, the dog must see something good outside. All right, so I think for the alternative, I don't have it done. I just have some pieces that I kind of pulled together and thought we'd put a card together using that. So the coordinating colors, so the kit always tells you what the coordinating colors are, so it makes it easy for you. And you could change it up too. I mean, there's no reason you need to use the colors that they are. But their coordinating colors are Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Evening Evergreen, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Old Olive, and Pale Papaya. So those are the different colors that are in your kit. So I went ahead and I pulled out some Old Olive and decided that would be a good card base. And then I took one of our envelopes and I cut it into pieces. So let's take a look real quick. I'll show you how I did that. Just to save time, I chopped it up in advance. So here is the envelope. This is what I started with. And I have a pack of envelopes that I bought already from Stampin' Up, so I can just use some white ones and decorate them. So I just trimmed off the edges, and I am using these pieces. This is the piece of the envelope flap. And then I still have another piece left that is this one. So this one's white on the other side. So I have these different options I can make more cards out of. So I went ahead and trimmed it up. And this is just a standard 5 1/4 by 4. I thought that would look cute. And then I was thinking maybe we'll layer this one on here. I brought over one of my new embossing folders. We could technically maybe emboss fern pattern on that or this. Let's see how it looks. Kind of stick it in there. Don't know if I love that. I think that's too busy. We might not be using that one, but I thought I'd bring it just to give it a look. All right, so let's go ahead and put the front of our card together. And then we'll die cut a few things, I think, and kind of play around with our alternative. And then I'll show you some other ones that I've made with other pieces. All right, I think maybe we'll do a little stamping on that one. We could put some ferns on there, kind of like those leaves. All right, so let's grab another block. And then the sentiment we might want to use is thanks. I never have enough thank you cards, so maybe we'll do that. And if it doesn't fit, you can always put your stuff on an angle on your block. That gives you a little more wiggle room for that. All right, I need some paper to go underneath in case I go wild. So let's get some grid paper out while I'm stamping. And I think we'll pull out some old olive ink to do the leaves. So I'm thinking we can just stamp them in different places. And it always gives you a nice look if you go off the paper, so that's why I brought my grid paper in. If you stick everything, whoa, sticky. If you stick all your image just onto it, it doesn't give you as good a look. All right, maybe a little guy over there. All right, that's kind of cool. Let's clean that off. And then we'll pull out the dies. Close this up for a minute because I think we might do some die cutting. I have some more pieces in here. And where's my white? Here we go. So there's some white on there. And then I thought maybe we could die cut a mountain, or we could do our sentiment on this kind of funky piece. Let's see what the mountain looks like, or the little trees. So that's kind of cool. Or do we want to just keep it with all the greenery? Do a little green up there. No, I think I like the mountains. All right, so I have some soft suede I already cut, but maybe we'll do an overlay of the white. And then we could do our sentiment with this kind of fun guy. All right, so let's do that and then see what we like and don't like. Move all this out of the way and get the die cut machine in. All right, I got a lot of stuff on my workspace. I might need to move some things around. Always seems like you have enough room and then not. Okay. So we are die cutting, so we need plate 1. And it gives you the little sandwich using thin dies. We need plate 2, which is this little skinny one. And then we need plate 3 to make the sandwich, which are your clear plates. We are take our scrap white paper and let's see. And if they start sliding around, you can always use some washi tape to hold your dies down. I did hear that the magnetic plate should be coming out, hopefully with the release of the new annual catalog in May for the big machine. So I'm super excited about that. So stay tuned. And let's see. Just feel it through. Okay, good. I was hoping I cut the right mountains. Here we go. So now we can take a look at our card again and decide what we think. So we can add this little mountain top. Oh, that looks kind of cool. We can layer that up there if we wanted, and then this could go on here. Pop it down. I also have this brown one. I feel like the white gets lost. So maybe we'll shadow it. Let's do that. Okay. And do we want to do our sentiment in green, I think. So we're just going to ink up our block, our stamp, stamp it down and up. And then we're going to trim this and glue it on the ends. You'll see what I mean in a second. Kind of gives you a nice shadowing for your dies if they get a little bit lost. All right, so scissors, where are you? So I thought it'd be kind of neat. We'll put it, let's see, right about there. Put a little glue on here and here. And then we will layer the two labels together. Oh, it's slippery. Okay. So that gives it a fun look. And it's kind of wavy, so I'm trying to just adjust it so the edges don't peek out too much on top. And if they do, you could always trim them a little. And let's see, this one's peeking out a little. We're going to trim it. Voila. Oh, now it slid. I'm going to slide it that way because there's a teeny bit hanging out on the bottom. We're going to trim that one too. And there we go. Perfect. Okay, now we've got to add a little glue to that, and we're going to glue this piece down. Always better to use your silicone mat than your work card because I got a little glue on there, but that's okay. We can take it off later with one of those sticky glue remover erasers. All right. Now we're just going to try to do a little dabbing on here, and I could use those glue dots that came with the kit too. That might be a wiser solution, but we'll go with this for now. See how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't ooze too much. All right. Kind of a fun alternative. So these mountains are very similar to the die cut ones that come in your kit. So that's what's so nice about the Horizons stamp and die set, because it's similar to the paper pumpkin kit and you can get even more out of it. All right, so we were thinking of putting it at the top, or do we want it on here? I think I'm going to overlap it. Okay, and then of course we need some dimensionals, so I'm going to add some to here. Wild and crazy. Trying to move these out of the way. That's not blinding you in the light. All right. We'll put that one near the bottom. Try to center it. And do we want to pop the mountain up or leave it flat? I think we'll just glue it flat. Put it on here. Add a little glue, or you can use your glue dots. Or like I said, if you want to do the dimension, you can do that too. All right, little bling, bling, bling. Where are those gems? Stuck them over here. All right, let's move some stuff. Look fancy. Just scoot that to the side and put this one together. So I think we will just add some gems in some random places. Make one down there. Whoa, there we go. Perfect. What do you think? That's kind of fun and different. We could have even stamped the leaf off, and because there's some extra white space, we could have added some around there. Or, well, now that we've kind of glued it on with dimensionals, we really can't. Could even use some fun dots from here and kind of give it some dot look to that. But once you kind of put your dimensionals on, it's not a good idea to try to stamp back on top of it. You will end up with an uneven surface and it won't look good. All right, so let's take a look at some of those alternatives. So these are the original cards from the kit. Oh, that's the one we made. Here we go. Then this is one of our alternatives. Those are the actual cards made, sorry. That's the alternative that we made now. And then here are some fun things you can do. So I used the ribbon from the kit here and the TaylorMade tags die. And then this sentiment is from the actual stamp set that comes with the kit. And then the flowers are from the extra stamp set, which I moved somewhere. All right, well, it's around here somewhere. But that's from the, oh, here it is. See, look, they get lost on the clear. So that hello is from here, but then the flowers are these little ones right here. So I did this one and this one, and then I layered those two pieces and fussy cut them. Here's another card, and this one I just used some of our in color paper. This is the fresh freesia and some rich raspberry and mint macaron. So I used the stamp set. As you can see, these are the pieces I was talking about. There's like a darker layer and then a solid background. And this is a sentiment that comes, let's see, so it's on the free stamp set that comes with the kit. Used a little bit of our glitter ribbon to dress that up. And again, added some gems to the centers of the flowers, but you could use your Wink of Stella there too. For this one, I made my own fun designer paper. So I used this gridded pattern and then the leaf. Did some fun backgrounds, fussy cut the hello out, and then I took this die that came in the kit here and layered it on a scalloped circle, and then just did a double ribbon with the ribbon that comes with the kit. And then this is smoky slate. So I kind of used some of the colors from the kit, and then this is garden green, so changed it up a little bit for the color scheme. Oh yeah, and this is a half of, you'll see here. So I made this card with this half twiggy thing. So you'll see it's a big long leaf here, and I cut it in half and used a piece on here and a piece on here. So I got 2 cards out of that one leaf. And then what I did, because I used a different color green, I flipped it over. So if you look on the back side of these, they are white. And so I just sponged it with the color I wanted it to be. So I was using mint macaron again to kind of brighten that up, and I had that on here too. So I just sponged the leaves with that color. Again, picked up the sentiment. I like that really big Celebrate. I've been using that one quite a bit. It's just a really nice font too. Did the flowers, and then this one, I don't know if you can see, but it does have the Wink of Stella. I used it on the flowers, and then put gems from the kit on there and layered it up. And then I believe this paper is actually from that pansy paper that is getting ready to retire. So those are my alternatives with the kit. I hope you enjoyed that and you have your kit in hand. Hi Hannah, so glad you could join me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little sneak peek into kind of how I create and some different alternatives. If you are excited about Paper Pumpkin and aren't a subscriber, the sneak peek for the, let's see, what month are we able? So the May kit will be celebrating in color. So it will feature our new in colors that are coming up in our new 2022 catalog. And what's super cool in May is they're doing a golden voucher program. So they are going to add a $25 golden voucher to some of the Paper Pumpkin kits when they mail them out. So you might end up getting one of those free certificates to go shopping, and you can add to your in color collection. But the ink spot, I think, is not an in color, but all the paper and the patterns will be featuring all of these new in colors that are super fun. So if you are interested in subscribing, I'll include a link below. If you enjoyed my video, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Facebook. And let me just flip it back real quick. Wanted to say thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I will talk with you soon. Thanks.